Back guys to another Unity tutorial. In this video we're gonna learn how to make this amazing timer that appear on the left of my screen. This comes useful when you are making a puzzle game or certain when a player has to fulfill a task in certain given time. Okay, so let's begin it. Okay, so first of all things is that you need two things. The two PNG images. For that I have already those in my folder. Like first is this one. You need the both things separate for the animator to work nicely. So you need the outside of the clock a separate object and inside also separate object. You're just gonna have to drag your this PNG from your folder directly into the Unity and then just select them. Go to this texture type and go select Sprite 2D UI and hit apply. It will be done. Okay, so you would be able to have this, and you just have this image. Then go to your first person controller or wherever you want it to be. You just make it go to wherever your empty game object, just go make a UI and draw image. I have already done that, like over here. It automatically adds a canvas for you guys, so I have that is like I have one is the outside. For that I just drag the image like that to over there, and I just just adjust it on the UI screen. So you can also do that. And one is the trigger timer that is in the scene. I will show you that later. First of all, I also made a pivot point for the for this clock hand to rotate. Was the pivot point of this is somewhat not in the center of the clock, so that makes problem. So you guys also can make just make an empty game object and just align it with your center of your hand, and then just make it a child of the pivot point so it will be centered, and then apply a animator to your pivot point, not to the inside PNG, just to the pivot point. And also you can apply your hand to the raw image over there. Just control when you add your first raw image, just make sure you press Ctrl D, and that will make another raw image. Then you just apply this thing and just select both of them like that, and just drag and drop there like that. Make it all in the same go so that it doesn't mess up with your alignment. Okay, I'll just delete that for right now. Okay, so now I come to the trigger timer. This is where you need your timer to be starting. You can also make it interactable, like whenever you touch something or press E for something, that can also be done. I will show you that. I will share with you guys that in the script. But for this I have made a trigger point wherever when my person enters these triggers, my timer starts, and it has a timer of 60 seconds, and when it ends you can just certainly make a death scene, or you can just make player die or whatever. It's up to you. I have made it empty, but you can also adjust those in the script. I have so many of variables. Like first is the animator that was on the pivot point, just drag it and drop it. Those two are the raw images. The first one is the timer hand. No, this one inside is the timer hand, and this is the timer, the clock itself. These two are the audio. I have a catch in this. I have a 10-second also audio. Let me let me show you. Where is it? Yeah.
10,
Yeah.
9,
You see
8.
this? I have this 10-second audio, so it makes it feel like real. When the 10 seconds appear, it makes person in so much of anxiety, and it gives it becomes so intimidating. So that happens. So I have also made inside of my FPS controller I made the sound, because if you don't have, then you just have to whenever, yeah, it's just good to apply your sound in your FPS controller, so that if your player even goes somewhere far away from the place, he can also listen the timer. So I just made a game object empty and go to that and just audio source like that. Make sure the play on awake is off, and loop time, it's up to you. If you have a loop of my video is my audio is about 32 seconds, and it's a loop video, so I clicked on loop, so it doesn't it doesn't make sense that I'm editing it in the somewhat audio software to make it 60 seconds. I have a 60-second timer, but you have, if I have a short timer, you can just loop it, just adjust it so make sure that it sounds nice. Yeah, so I have these two sounds, like I have all those attached to the player. If I move the player like that, the sounds also move with him, so that's great. And now those things are the rest, just just drag and drop those things. All the things in the script are done. Also make sure when you add this collider, like this trigger, make sure you have a box collider and have its trigger on. And if you don't want to have, like, if you want to know how to make this trigger, then just go anywhere in your scene. I just like to have it in, just some place, whatever. Just go anywhere, create empty, and then just add a box collider and the script to it, like me. It's just an empty. You see, I just applied a box collider and made this trigger on. And then you can adjust the trigger, like, how much space you want, so that your person just, he must go through that way. So that's it, up to you. And one more thing, to make this trigger work, you also need one more trigger on your FPS controller. That I made this reach tool. This reach tool is like close to the player. So, and one more reach tool, this is the far away one, so the player looks and use its hands, like. So this works far away, and this is a close one. And I have also a reach 2 tag over on this one. Okay, you can just add tag and just write up whatever your name you want it to be. Okay, just add and write names. I just already have those. This tag is necessary for the script to work. And if you don't know about this, you can just watch my earlier videos. I just have I talked about brief about these subjects. I just have a box collider and rigid body with all the constraint freeze. Okay, so it moves according to the FPS controller. Okay, so we are done in the Unity scene. Now we head on to the script. This is just a simple script, nothing much, nothing much complicated. First of all is the variables for public animator, and then the game object, the two raw images that has to appear, and then the two audio source. First is the ticking timer. This one is the ticking timer, and this one is the 10-second audio that comes like 10, 9, and that's it. One more is the boolean reach, so that the game knows that whenever the person is in reach or not, whenever it has to apply the thing or not. Okay, so one more thing that I might want to be adding it to this is, oh, wait a second. Yeah, no, nothing much. If you have any problems or suggestions or something, just questions, just write down in the comments. I will answer your questions. Okay, the first is the trigger enter. When the player enters into the trigger, it says the reach is true, and I make sure the reach to tag over in this thing must be same in the script also. So I have this script, and whenever the player reaches in the tag of reach 2 with the reach 2, the in reach becomes true, and if he's exiting, then reach becomes false. Okay. So then I have a start function which defines that the PNG and raw images of the outside and inside of the, the raw images are off and not active right now, so it is not active from the start, so that's why I made it false. Then in update function, if the player enriches, when the player enriches in the trigger, the images becomes true, the timer animation becomes true, and the audio becomes true, and then a coroutine function becomes true, which waits for 50 seconds, and then the timer audio, the tick audio becomes stop, and the 10-second audio becomes playing. This plays a nice role for the for the timer for this, like 50 seconds, you see. And you just have to, this 50 seconds, you have to just adjust it according to your animation. Now I will go to the animation because it's just complicated stuff. Okay, whenever, like, yeah, the pivot point, we added animation to it. Go to your animation, create a new clip and save wherever you want it to be. Okay, and I will do cancel for right now. Okay, so just go and add properties, rect transform, and there would be a rotation under this position. Just click on this plus icon. There would be these two added automatically. Copy this one, Control C, and then go to your time and make a new clip with the timer move. This is the 60-second frame, 1 second is equal to 60 frames, so I have like, you know, over here 3600 frames for this. Okay, so one you can do is at 0 frame, control V, press control V, and then at the 3600 frame, like type manually or it's up to you. Then make the, yeah, go to the thing and then press this red key, and at the timer rotate this thing like that. Pull, press control so that it rotates 360-degree alignment with alignment. So I won't do that right now. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I won't do that right now. So you made these two things, just leave them there. Now we come to animator. Then make sure your default state is idle. Make transitions, set it to default layer. I've already done that. Okay, and now make transition and make it to the timer move, and in the transition disable these two things and also add a start true. Before that you have to add this bool, like bool, and add write down start. Make sure the start is exactly same as in the script, like over here this start. You can also change it according to yourself, the name is start, and add it like this. Okay, so I just don't want this, I will do minus. Okay, so that's how it's done. And one more thing, that is this, you have to remove the loops on the animation. Wherever you saved your animations, go to there, like timer idle, uncheck these, and also uncheck this. Yep, so that's all is in this video. I've explained everything, the how can you make a timer for yourself. You can also make you can also make a digital timer. For that you can just do it by adding a video to it. You can just start the video, and then the video will end automatically on 15 seconds, 59, however you want it to be. Okay, for this animation that I made for 60 seconds, it's up to you. You can make 35 also, and 2 minutes or 10 minutes, it's up to you. And you can then adjust this 50 seconds according to 10 seconds before the end, so that it can play nicely. And also at the end function, okay, at the end function, if you write like yield new wait per second 60, the end second of your, for your animation, then you can just write like, let me show you. Okay, not that. Okay, just make it like you have like 60 seconds timer, then go and just add like make something, you want to make something active, like ghost dot becomes that active, or whatever, like your animation or sound, whatever you want it to be, you can just make it like that. And whenever your timer ends, something can appear, or maybe you can do the death message appear. I'm just writing it for your for your good. I'm not just making it a code. Okay, that is wrong way. If you have any questions, you can definitely ask in the comments. So I hope that's all for this video. If you have enjoyed, then make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to know and learn more stuff like for Unity tutorials, Blender, animation stuff like that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Bye bye, thanks for watching.